blessed memory, was one of the pioneers of the Jewish Community Legacy Movement. As the founder of San Diego's Endowment Leadership Institute, along with Marjorie Kaplan, former CEO of the San Diego Jewish Community Foundation, Gail trained and coached professionals and lay leaders in the art of legacy conversations and donor stewardship. In a brief time, Gail and Marjorie's efforts gained the attention of numerous communities and philanthropists, including Harold Brinsman. Once Harold understood the impact their program was having on the philanthropic culture of the San Diego Jewish community, he decided it was an idea that needed to be implemented throughout North America. And so together, he and Gail launched Life and Legacy. Marjorie Kaplan, in her eulogy to Gail, described Gail as having a magical combination of common sense, vision, discipline, wisdom, creativity, and joy. Arlene Schiff partnered with Gail through the Creative Jewish Legacy Program, conducted here in Western Mass beginning in 2008, and then Arlene expertly guided Life and Legacy as National Director for 12 years after Gail Littman's untimely passing, growing Life and Legacy into the movement we know today. While I did not have the opportunity to know Gail personally, I do know that her passion for securing legacy commitments to support the Jewish community was legendary, as all who encountered her were swept up by her enthusiasm and dedication to ensuring strong Jewish communities. 10 years ago, the Harold Brinsman Foundation established the Gail Littman Leadership Award in Gail's memory to honor a life and legacy community professional who exhibits Gail's passion for legacy giving and who has worked tirelessly to spread the legacy message, coach and mentor partner organizations, assist donors in defining what aspects of Jewish communal life are most important to them, facilitating legacy commitments, and integrating legacy giving into the community's culture. And additionally, our award winners have mentored and supported other Jewish communal professionals and been a role model to other legacy coordinators and have actively participated in all of the activities that bring them together for our legacy coordinator calls or webinars and annual conferences. Past recipients of the Gail Littman Leadership Award are Nancy Kipnis of Charlotte, North Carolina, Gail Mandel of Portland, Oregon, Margot Parzo of Omaha, Steve Brown of East Bay, California, Rachel Rosenman of Seattle, Washington, Giselle Pinchuk of Sarasota, Manatee, Florida, Amy Zacks of Greater Mercer County, New Jersey, Diana Califf of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and Wendy Chase Aronson of Orange County, California. I am honored now to present the 2025 Gail Littman Leadership Award to Rebecca Leibowitz Engel. Legacy Giving and Impact at the Jewish Endowment Foundation of Charleston, South Carolina.
I have had the pleasure of working with Rebecca since Charleston began Life and Legacy in 2015. That was under the leadership of Judy Cosaro, who's here with us this evening. She's since retired, so she came all the way with us. They were my first community as a new legacy consultant, and I was nervous. But their southern charm and warm hospitality immediately put me at ease. Rebecca has been a joy to work with. She is creative and thoughtful, a perpetual idea machine, always looking for and trying out new ways to engage donors of all ages in philanthropy. She has been an incredible mentor to the Jewish organizations in Charleston. She shares donor stories that really touch the heart, because her passion for Judaism and Jewish community comes from her heart. Following her own loss this past year of her beloved father, she, together with her family, some of whom are here tonight, established the Mike W. Leibowitz Family Fund at the foundation, showing others that a legacy gift is not only about our being remembered, but can also be about honoring the memory of someone we love, someone who shapes the person we are today, and about carrying their legacy forward. Working closely with Judy, Rebecca grew legacy giving and endowment in Charleston exponentially. She and Judy expanded the work of the Jewish Endowment Fund, held at the Charleston Coastal, no.
The Jewish Endowment Foundation of South Carolina.
Yeah, that. Recently renaming it the Jewish Endowment Foundation of the Coastal Communities Foundation in South Carolina, now with 2 full-time professionals leading the way. We have Phyllis Martin here, who's their founding executive director. Thanks to Rebecca, Judy, and Life and Legacy. Judy, who is here with us tonight, said that Rebecca's leadership has made a lasting impact, strengthening our community for generations to come. Today, Charleston has secured 583 gifts, legacy gifts, worth an estimated future value of $17 million, with 1.6 million realized to date. Noted philanthropist and community leader Anita Zucker, chair of the Intertech group, had this to share about Rebecca. I have known Rebecca since she was in my brownie troop. We had so much fun. She always participated and was so diligent, just as she is today. Rebecca continues to make such a difference. This community has benefited dramatically from her work, and her lasting legacy will live on beyond all of us. Phyllis Martin, Executive Director of the Jewish Endowment Foundation of South Carolina, captured Rebecca beautifully with her words. Rebecca Engel is, I suppose, a unicorn when it comes to Jewish professionals. She is wise and caring, smart and curious, open while maintaining her point of view, teacher and student. She is our community's cheerleader when it comes to endowed philanthropy, and reminds us daily that anything is possible and everything is probable when we come together to live our Jewish values. As I always say, Phyllis, she makes us all want to be better and do better. As she always says, we can do both. Give today while ensuring the future through life and legacy. Please join me in honoring Rebecca Leibowitz Engel with the 2025 Gail Littman Leadership Award.
Good evening. It's an incredible honor to accept the Gail Littman Leadership Award and to do so surrounded by friends and colleagues who live and breathe legacy work every day. Thank you to Harold and Wendy and to Kathy and the entire Harold Littman Foundation for this recognition and for the extraordinary way that y'all are carrying Gail's legacy forward. It's also a tremendous honor that my mom and stepfather surprised me to be here. I guess it's take your parents to conference. And also because they're here, we have doubled the Charleston delegation. They also live part-time in Nashville. Is anyone here from Nashville? So here's some people to cultivate. Here you go. But I do have to say I am who I am and I do what I do because of what they taught me and those little things we did every single day. On the panel earlier, they were mentioning starting every Friday night with money in the tzedakah box, and that's what led me to this. So thank you guys for being here. Surprising. And for filming. Just in case that one was When Charleston joined this program, we, like all of us, adopted the tagline, "Be remembered forever by the Jewish community with a legacy gift." It did sound poetic and even aspirational, but But to be honest with you, it didn't fully click for me until this past July when, as Tammy mentioned, I lost my father. Despite years working in development and making countless shipment calls, I didn't truly understand legacy until I became the steward of one. In the aftermath of my dad's passing, I found unexpected comfort in Judaism's rituals. The mourner's cottage gave shape to my grief and continues to offer a sacred rhythm to mourn what I've lost. But here is what I've now realized. Grieving never ends. It's the beginning of a new lifelong journey, a journey of figuring out how to keep someone's values present, even when their voice is no longer in the room. It's only in these past 8 months I have come to see legacy not just as a financial concept or a future intention, but as a daily act, a sacred transmission from one generation to the next. Rather than rush to make charitable decisions during this difficult time, my sister Abby and I created a fund, also as Tammy mentioned, a way to hold the generosity of others and eventually to pass on my father's values. Through the Michael Leibowitz Fund, my daughters, now just 4 and 7, will grow up knowing their papi like I did, through the grants they'll help make alongside their cousins. If I do my job right as a parent, this fund will give my children, Edie and Sophie, hi guys, the language and tools to carry their papi spirit forward into their own lives and all the lives they touch through their charitable giving. Legacy isn't only about how we want to be remembered, it's also about how we remember people who showed us what a life of purpose looks like and how we use that memory to shape a more meaningful future. This work that we're all building together is about securing Jewish life. It's about ensuring that our values outlast any single moment. It's about creating bold, intergenerational conversations that move us from memory to meaning, from preservation to purpose. Because what's the point of raising dollars or creating funds if we're also not raising consciousness, raising expectation, dare I say, raising leaders? We cannot be afraid to lead with our Judaism, to show up proudly, visibly and vocally as Jews, especially now. And we also can't afford to shy away from the hard work that comes next, discerning where our values meet the needs of this moment and what kind of legacy our giving is going to build. This recognition is, of course, not mine alone. It belongs to Judy Corsaro, past CEO of our federation, who believed in Charleston's potential and fought for our inclusion. It belongs to Phyllis Martin, Executive Director of our Jewish Endowment Foundation of South Carolina, who has embedded the Life and Legacy program into the DNA of our strategy, ensuring that the program can and will continue for generations to come. And of course, an emphatic Todar Rabaz to Tammy Dolan, our coach, our guide, and a steady source of light through every challenge and triumph. The Charleston Jewish community is deeply indebted to the Howard Grossman Foundation. Because of your generous investment, we are able to create the momentum to bring on not only 1, but 2 full-time professionals for the first time in our community foundation's 30-year history and become a statewide entity serving all of South Carolina. Thank you for giving our 330-year-old Jewish community, a little bit older than Buffalo, the tools to preserve our history, our rich history, and assure a Jewish future. This award truly belongs to all the members of Charleston Jewish community and our local partners, dedicated leaders like Amy Davis of Kahal Kadosh Beth Elohim, who's here with us today, and generous souls who believe that legacy could be part of our everyday conversations and not just a footnote in our philanthropic ecosystem. And at this moment, I also want to thank my dad. Although he was taken from the world too soon, his spirit remains in the values he instilled in me, the resilience to meet change with courage, and the humor to meet life with joy. So let us keep asking, how do we honor those who came before us without freezing their legacy in time? How do we build something durable enough to last, but dynamic enough to change? And as Yossi Prager pointed out earlier today, across North America, our banners and bookmarks proudly display the Talmud's mandate. As my ancestors planted for me, so I plant for my children. May we all keep planning with courage and clarity and with conviction so that generations from now, they'll look back and say, they didn't just leave something behind, they passed something forward.